Alright, it is another episode of Minecraft Feed the Beast with me, the average gamer guy. And last time, we went to the Bee Emporium, which I think is perhaps a good name for this place. And we did some preliminary work with some bees, and now we're back. Let's see what we've got going on. We got our Meadows Queen going, we've got our Rocky Queen going, we've got some different drones. Now, we haven't talked about this, but, you know, we've got some forest drones, and a forest princess, and a rocky drone all in the same thing. How did we get there? I don't know. Let's find out. Here we've got 2 forest drones and a common princess. Well, how did we do that? Well, what we did was we stuck 2 different versions of bees. One kind of princess and a different kind of drone in there together. And apparently we've got some zombies. Let's go... What did we do? Ah, the trees. Yes, the trees probably cause a light issue and let zombie... There he is. Let's turn on our... Yes, there are just monsters that can spawn everywhere. So let's light this place up a little bit. Now, you may be wondering, average gamer guy, why did you build a random piece of dirt with a bunch of trees next to your bee thing? Well, I would love to tell you, but so far my bees haven't cooperated. Basically what happens is, when you have your bees next to trees, there is a chance that during their pollination process, they will cross-pollinate trees. And you will get a tree block that is different than the tree it's on. And if you use a grafter to harvest that leaf block, you will get a sapling, or you will almost always get a sapling, and that sapling will be for a new species of tree. And that is how you get cherry trees and pecan trees and all sorts of different sorts of tree things. None yet, but that's why they're over there. Okay. What were we just doing? Ah, yes. We have some of these, and these are just, you know, forests and rockies, and forests and common, but are they, or are they not? Because when we breed them together, different things can happen, and what we want is actually the beealizer. So you saw the recipe there. It is a diamond? No, it's not. Yes, it is. Oh, it's 2 redstone. Blast and double blast. Let's go run and grab another redstone. There we go. Whoa! We're going crazy, flying all over the place. Hold on. Let's go up and out. Up and out. Thank you. Woof! Sometimes the flying can get a little nutso. Alright, so yes, a diamond. And a redstone. Some glass panes. Notice the carpenter, these are all ghost images. They're not actually taking my my items. That's going to get us the beealizer. It's just missing that tin. It's got the water. It's going to produce for us. Let's go ahead and centrifuge up those. Because I think we have all of the apiarist chests we need, since we have a completely empty one. Oh, this isn't completely. What is this? Huh. I guess I started to put stuff over here, and then put stuff over there. Whoops. Regardless, we have one there, and we have an additional one back in our base that I could always bring. So I need some honey drops, and then I'm going to go get these bees. So let me get forest and common, and forest, and rocky. And then what we need to do is come over here. You know what? Let me put all of these in there. And then take these and we'll transfer them over. So let me do that and I will come back. Alright, so we've got those sorted out and I've got my Bealyzer. So you right click on your Bealyzer and you basically have two things up here. One is where you drop a bee. So there we go. And you'll notice I can't do anything else because it needs this, which is honey. So we put a drop of honey in there and it immediately shoves this guy down. So we can see he is a forest rocky hybrid bee, and that's because there was a forest or a rocky princess and then the opposite forest or rocky drone, and they made a forest and rocky hybrid. So he is a slow worker, short life, but he's nocturnal and he likes to have rock around. So not all bad. So we've got him analyzed, so we're going to look at the next one. And you can just drop a stack in and it'll use it as it needs it. So again, we have a forest rocky hybrid. No problem. So then we go for the Meadows drone, and we can see he is a Meadows drone. So he's a Meadows. Alright, and we've got a forest princess that is a forest rocky. And we've got a rocky common hybrid, which is great because common is what we're sort of looking for here. And what you can do is you can sort of see down here and see, oh, what climate do they need, and their temperature tolerance sort of lets you know, okay, you know, if they need it hot and they have a temperature tolerance of up and down 2, that means they can go 2 below or 2 above the level they need. This means they can't, it has to be the level they want. Humidity, they need a normal humidity. If it's not normal, they're not going to work. You know, but this side has a little bit of a tolerance, but this side doesn't. Are they nocturnal? Are they a flyer? Do they have cave? Nocturnal means do they work at night? Flyer means do they work in the rain? Cave means do they need to see the sky? You'll notice I have glass up there. That still counts as being able to see the sky. And it dropped the bee for me. There he is. That was there. So then we go to level 3, and if you look here, you can see what it is. 1 is general, 2 is environment, 3 is produce. What do they produce? Well, they can produce rocky combs or honeycombs. 4 is evolution. What do they evolve into? Well, they can evolve into that. Okay. And then 5 is sort of just the classification of what they are. And of course, they have little funny sayings and things like that. Okay, so he's interesting. We want to keep him up there because he's partly a common. That guy's just that. There's a common princess and a forest drone. Alright, so we've got a forest meadows hybrid. So we've got a couple of those. Let's see. So what we really want to do is probably come over here and go ahead and put our common princess with our rocky drone, and then hope for the best. That's going to get us, it should get us a common queen, and then we'll see what happens to her. And let's take these guys and sort of just put them over there. Well, what are these? They're probably waiting. Nope. A couple Meadows princess. And let's go with a forest meadow hybrid. Not certain what'll happen there, but it'll be interesting just to sort of see. So we'll just put those guys back in there just to keep them working. Those should be straight Meadows drones. So let me go ahead and just throw them in there. So we're gonna keep going until we get something interesting. So I'll be back. Actually, before I get too far away, I should note, you may have noticed I have these soul frames in here. Frames have a variety of uses. What the soul frame is, it's an impregnated frame, one of those, that you then combine in any crafting window with a piece of soul sand, and you get a soul frame. And you can see they have durability, and every time the queens go through life, they lose a little bit of their durability. But the soul frame gives the highest chance for mutations on your bees. And since we're trying to sort of get up to a certain bees, the first of which we need to get some common bees, but since we're trying to do that, we want some of these mutations to happen so that we get some of those different bees. So that's what those things are. So I'll be back when when we have our next step. Okay, so our common bee, common princess mixed with hybrid drone has produced 3 common bees. So let's see if we got commons or hybrids. So this is a common cultivated. That's excellent. This guy is a straight up common. That's also very good. And she is a straight up common. Excellent. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the common princess and the common drone, because they're both common, as opposed to a common something hybrid. And we're going to put them in there, and then we're going to go ahead and label those guys as pure common. And the reason we're going to do that is, as we're going forward, let's say we make a mistake with our common cultivated hybrid, and we lose the common part, and we end up having to need some more common bees. Well, as long as I have these 2 guys, I can definitely go through and keep getting a princess and sort of keep this process going of getting more commons. If I were to combine those and lose them, and then eventually later I needed commons because I made a mistake and I had to start from this branch again or something like that, I would then have to get the 2 commons pure again. Well, I don't want to get them again. I've already got them. So I'm just going to put them in there, label them, leave them there, just in case I need them later on. And that's why there's so many chests over here, is as we go up this chain and we get, like for instance, when we get a pure cultivated drone and a pure cultivated princess, we're just going to stick them over here and label them cultivated and let them sit there and get a second set to actually play around with. So that's just sort of insurance to not lose what we're doing, especially since we're experimenting and trying things out and I'm not an expert. That's what we're going to do. So I'll be back when I get some more stuff to report. And we're back, and we're in my Thaumcraft room, because we need to make something. I need to make something that requires more than the... Where is it? Oh, yeah, it's not going to be there. More than the 50V held by these wands, and I never ended up making one because I haven't needed to make more, but you can make an additional wand. And there it is. So it's a Wand of the Apprentice with an air shard above, an earth shard below, a fire shard to the right, and a water shard to the left, with your wand in the middle, and then 16 Precantatio. These are worth 2 each, by the way, among other things. So that was how I got that, and just dumped that in the Crucible again, so you can see the particle effects flowing into here. And I have a wand powering this, and it's going to take 50V to create it, but I'm going to create the Wand of the Adept. So let me use that and put it in here. You can see it currently holds 250V. So that is quite a lot. So I'm going to take this and put it down there. And now I'm going to charge the Arcane Work Table with my new fancy powerful wand. And now I can make this. It takes no extra elements, but it takes 160V. That's why this one that holds 50, because you'll see in a second here, it's going to stops at 50. So it doesn't have enough, so you have to make the Wand of the Adept. And that's sort of how Thaumcraft works. There are 3 tiers, and this is a tier 2, I believe, recipe. So you need the tier 2 wand in order to build it, because it's more than 50. But there's no... I've never been able to... This Thaumium Grafter is what I'm making, and the Thaumium Scoop seem to not really have an image. So that's going to be interesting. I mean, you can see I'm using it. I have updated to 1.5.2, I think, is the mod pack. But man, that's going to be annoying in a second when I'm not actually holding this, and then later I'm trying to find it. So you can see, you remember I said the trees are out here, and I'm going to fall, and that being close to bees that are doing their deal sort of makes them interact, and you can have a chance to have some some interactions. And there's even some flowers growing out here. That's kind of cool. But we hadn't seen one until now. And there you go. So you can see that leaf block has changed. And you don't just want to punch it, you need to use the grafter. And from now on, I'll probably just make a regular grafter, because this Thaumium grafter, not so much. But the deal with the grafter is, it always drops a sapling when you break the leaf block. So there we go. And we get a mundane larch sapling. And you can see it also says unknown under it, because there's also a treealizer. And you can make the treealizer with copper instead of, I think it was tin that made the bealizer, so copper makes the treealizer. And it does sort of the same deal. You put honey in it, you drop this tree in, and it will tell you some things that are different. Works the same as bees, it gives you the same sort of information. You can put two trees closer to each other, and then they'll breed each other together, and yeah, just some different sort of stuff. So might go ahead and just grab that. What we're doing with the bees, obviously I need more honey, and I'm going to need more propolis. I don't have any on me. Why am I over here? I am over here to grab a diamond, 2 redstone, 4 copper, and a couple of glass panes. Glass panes. And as the bees are sort of... let's go up. As the bees start to get sort of... there becomes a point where it's gonna just... I'm gonna have to do some other stuff, because they're just sort of waiting around, because I need some resources from them, so they just sort of have to run for a while. Oh crap. That goes there. So we can see there's the treealizer. So let's drop that in and have it make us a treealizer. So yeah, what I'm going to have to do is sort of let these bees keep going. We got some possibilities over here. That's good. We might be able to move on to the next step of common. I'm sort of letting these all clear out right now, because what I really want to do... wait a minute, is that a cultivated? Oh, Valiant. That's right, that's what makes it. Because I need to sort of put some signs up that tell me what it is that I'm trying to breed in there, because I don't really want to identify every single bee, because I don't get that much honey. I just want to identify the bees that I think might need to be identified. So I need to put some signs up and have a little bit more organization. I may go ahead and just break those and line them up along this wall, maybe. Just so that it's easier to sort of keep track of them. Yeah, that might be what I do. But so there's going to be a little bit of reorganization in there. But I did get 1 propolis out of the, like, 3 mossy combs that I think I have still nothing from this queen. Oh, because it's night, that's why. We're going to take... those guys are just normal. They're nothing... nothing special there. However, some of these kind of are. Alright, so let's grab our treealizer. And let's grab a drop of honey. And we will put our drop of honey in there, and our mundane larch sapling. And we can see it's a mundane larch. That's what it is. Normal saplings, matures fast, 1 by 1. That's good. That means we can actually grow it with this single sapling. But it doesn't yield very much. It actually has no fruit whatsoever. So yeah, that's what it is. It's a different tree. So let's where do you think I put my bone meal? Oops, forgot to drop my wand off. That there. And let's go ahead and spin up that mossy comb. So let's go take this larch and put him somewhere fun. Let's see. Not necessarily over there, because he doesn't really breed with anything. Maybe over here, where I can sort of see it. Yeah, put him right there. Bam! There we go. I've got a larch tree. You can see it's got some pretty neat logs. Its leaves look, you know, pretty much like leaves. Now I still have this grafter, so I could always just break that and get another larch. That's sort of how that works. So we'll plant him there and let him grow too. But anyway, so that's trees. I'll be back when the bees are doing a little bit more. Alright, so the rain is keeping the bees at bay, so I thought really quick I would show you. I'm going to make a pulse former here. So I'm pretty sure... hold on. Before I tell you what I want, let me get some other materials, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so we needed an automated way to get the eggs. Like, I got that chest, and it's filling up, but it just keeps filling up. And I'm tired of coming over here and throwing stuff, because automation. That's sort of the name of the game. So, this is what we've got. We've got an autarkic gate connected with pipe wire to an iron AND gate that is just set up to detect whether or not that inventory is empty. So it's pumping the eggs out, which are filling up a couple of dispensers that I pilfered from some forage temples rather than build my own, because why build my own? And let's see here. This is set to detect when this inventory is full, and it will just stop. And that inventory is not the first one to get filled, unfortunately. I guess I should really be detecting this one down here at the bottom, which is easy enough. We just break that pipe, take the... Where did it go? There, oh, there it is. Right in front of me. We just take this, put that on there, and we say if there's space in the inventory, then emit a redstone pipe signal, and then we just reconnect that. So every time an update happens, it's firing. That's why it's happening. There's just a wall out there because they will fire over and out into the water otherwise. And then back here, we just made a quick little pulser. So this is real basic redstone, like Minecraft vanilla, right? Just torch to a repeater, to some redstone to another repeater, and then out with a little lever to make it stop. So if we turn it on, right, it just pulses, and they smash the eggs against the wall, emptying all of the dispensers until, until it's empty, or until I want to tell it to stop. But that way, it's a little quicker, a little easier. You do get some runoff, I guess you'd say. A couple escapees will happen, but we can just come by and deal with them later. So, there we go. That was a quick and easy little deal. Let's check on our bees real quick. They've been humming along. We've got some mossy comb. What is her problem? Oh, it's a hostile environment for the common queen because she's... because she needs normal humidity. Okay, well, that's fine, that's fine. And this marshy queen has no flowers? Okay, well, the marshy queen should be able to access her flowers from there. The common queen, let's put her here. She should be perfectly happy. And let's see here. We have a common, and a cultivated princess. Now we're particularly interested to see whether or not that's really a cultivated princess, or and which one of these drones is also Okay, so we've got a common cultivated. Now hopefully one of these guys will be... Okay, that's a pure common and a common cultivated. Okay. So what we really want to do is come back over here and find one of the cultivated meadows, right? So here's how that works. So there are 4 species here. There's cultivated, a common, another cultivated, and a meadows. So they can combine in all the different ways that those 4 things can combine. So I could get a cultivated cultivated, a cultivated meadows, a common cultivated, or a common meadows. So those are the breakdowns of what I could get. So there's a 50% chance that I'll get a cultivated cultivated. No. Yes, because it could be cultivated. Well, there's a big... Look, I could make a little square and show you, but... oh, I forget what that thing's called. Hold on one second. Let me go find out what that thing's called. It's called a Punnett square. So, if you're curious, check out the Punnett square. It's a pretty clear thing. I could sort of describe it and... oh, you know what? I probably don't want the soul... Oh, well. I could describe it and use some item frames and all of that, but there are people who can probably describe it better than I can. And, because we have cultivated, we've been getting some dripping comb. Very cool. Get some honey going. Alright, what do we got here? We've got some Rockies. There's the princess. Let's throw that in there. And... okay, still working. And I need, what I'm really looking for is for these guys over here to give me, some of this mossy, stringy, comb so that I can get some propolis. So I have 1 propolis. And I need 2 to make an apiist's pipe. And when I have an apiist's pipe, I can automate one of these guys, and it'll just, probably this guy, it'll just route the bees straight out and right back in, and then I can just store the extra and the comb, and I don't have to manually come over and do that. And then it takes 2 propolis and a diamond pipe to make that can specifically deal with bees. And once I do the guy that can make the propolis, then I can get a bunch more and start to automate these guys that'll make me honey. And then I can start to automate these guys. So I'm trying to breed common, and they'll just keep feeding it back and back and back, and I should get a bunch of drones that can do that for me. Just, I don't have it yet. Common, cultivated. Alright, so let me put these guys in here. A common, cultivated. A common. And a bunch of forests. Yeah. Particularly, these guys are just general bees. Okay, so we're getting some more honey. Let's see what the dripping comb gives me. I don't really know what it's going to give me. It could just give me nothing, or it could give me something cool. Honeydew. Wonder what I do with honeydew. Oh, that gave me some honey as well. And honeydew. Alright. Honeydew. So let's right-click on honeydew and see what you use it in. You can make glistening melon, you can make ambrosia, you can make a dissipation charge. That sounds interesting. A bunch of different capsules. Short mead. Alright, whatever. We'll keep that. We'll hang on to some honeydew, I guess. Yep, that's going to go in there. Alright, so I'll be back. Alright, so the last thing we're going to do here is set up sort of a little system using some magic just to sort of help out getting stuff over here while we're waiting for bees to happen. So 4 great wood logs in an arcane table with a wand gets me 4 arcane wood. And arcane wood blocks arranged in a U with a trapdoor on the top is going to get me something. But first I need 4 animus, which I believe is in soul sand. Yep. Now, there's all these other aspects. Those are just going to go in the atmosphere. That's bad, but there's not a lot we can do about that right now. 8 modus. How much does a boat have? 4, so I'm going to need 2 boats. Oh man, this is just throwing a bunch of flux into the atmosphere. And some vacuous. That's going to be some... wait. 8 vacuous. And that's going to be... chests, which have 4. So it's going to be 2 chests. So yeah, lots of... lots of flux is going to hit the environment here. Also, apparently, I'm pretty sure I filled this up the last time I was here. I'm like 90% sure I filled this thing up. Maybe the water can boil away? That doesn't make any sense. Alright, anyway, as soon as this water boils... oh, and then it's going to hurt me. So chest, chest, soul sand, a boat, and a boat. Now that should all flow over into this, and we should be able to pull out a hungry chest. So a hungry chest is a chest that you set it on the ground, and any item that touches it will get absorbed into it. So that's going to be important. The next thing we're going to do are quicksilver and glass panes, and we need 4 visum and 4 vitreous. So let's see. I know carrots have visum. Carrots have 2 visum, and we need 4. Now I have a feeling this is going to get us one of these items, so we'll probably actually need... how many do we need? We need 8, so we're going to need 32, right? 8 times 4, 32. Crystallis. We need 32 crystal. I don't know that there's anything. Ooh, nope, that's still just 2. I don't know that there's a crystal thing that has just the crystal. But that's got so much of the rest of it. Trying to think if maybe do one of these have a bunch of it? That's got 2, 2. Yeah, they're all just 2, and they've all got other stuff. So I think our best bet is gonna be still just 2. Probably the zirconium, and of course none of the zirconium has visum. That's the next thing to check. Oh, that's 1, 3, 2. Yeah, I don't think anything that has crystals is going to have vision as well. Let me just go make sure none of these shards have that, because I did not check that when I looked. Yep, don't see it. Oh, that's a shame. So let's see, if this has 2... wait, that's got 2. So I really only need half of that. I only need 16. And I'm going to need the same here. I'm also going to need water. And then I want to test this out. Well, not really. Whew, excuse me. Holy cow. Okay. Alright. And that's going to get us some mirrored glass. Boom. All 8 mirrored glass. So when you do this and you have all those other elements, they get dumped in as what's called flux. And if I had some goggles of revealing, which I probably need to make so I can explain this better, there are these little nodes all around. They're not really little. A couple chunks per node. And that determines how much Vis is in the atmosphere. And when you dump those extra aspects in the air, it decreases that. Well, you actually use the Vis level when you do this, but adding to those extra aspects adds to what's called flux, which is like negative stuff, negative matter. And to get rid of the flux, the nodes spawn things. So, like, it'll spawn a wisp, and that'll get rid of 10 flux. Or it'll make lightning bolts, or thunderstorms, or worse and worse and worse things. And it slowly recovers by pulling in, just dumping that stuff into the environment. And then the Vis slowly recovers. Oh, there's some coal over there. The Vis slowly recovers by pulling in from other nodes that are neighboring, and that's how it gets that. So that's what it does. Next, we're gonna need some enchanted fabric, and that's just straight up Vis. And then we're going to need that. And then we're going to need 24 Vacuous, 16 Permutato, and 24 Alienus. Oof. Man, what did I just see that had Alienus? I literally just something. That's got 5, and we need 34. That's not a bad wispy essence. Those are from killing wisps. I mean, that has 4 and 4. So, I mean, how much Permutato? I don't think that had Permutato, did it? Oh, that does have Alienus, though. That's right. But it doesn't have... Okay. For some reason, I was thinking Percantio was part of it. But it's not. Man, I wish I remembered what I had just seen that had a bunch of... It didn't have a bunch of Alienus on it, but... That's got 1, but then it's got the others. And that's got 4, but then I'd be dumping 8 of the other in for every 4, whereas this one I'm dumping 2 for every 1. Well, that's what I'm doing there. Whereas here I'm dumping 1 for 5. So that'd be 20 of my 34. So 20, that's 32. 33, 34, Alienus. Gosh, Permutato. I think eggs have Permutato, so that's going to be 4 eggs. Man, well, there's nothing... I can't do anything about dumping the flux because I don't quite have the alembics that I need. 24 vacuous. What was on a chest? 4. So 6 of those. But not our hungry chest. Although the hungry chest does have stuff as well, but not really going to use that. Alright, so we forgot to fill this up with water, because why would we remember to fill it up with water when we can just not and be frustrated later on? Alright, so we're just going to do this and not look back. Oh boy. Uh-oh. I don't have 24 Alienus. How much do I have? I don't know, because I don't have goggles of revealing. Oh no! That is a bummer. Those don't have Alienus. They have... Oh no! I'm a fool. So 20 went in. 20. Oh man, 20, 24, 28, 32. Oh man. That sucks. Oh, do those wispy essences have... You are kidding me. Man, that is a major screw up on my part. Not the wait a minute, what? I just put... Is that only 5? that was a big mess up on my part. Like, not only the flux going out, but the loss of resources is annoying. Because there are better uses for those things than dumping them in there, but I just sort of wanted to get this done. 2 portable. Oh, yeah. Oh, and that's only the one. Oh, man. Alright. This has to recharge. I'm going to need more materials. I'll be back. Alright, so I did find a glass vial that has 1 vacuous and 1 crystal, so that'll at least be a little less. The others, it's just... there's not a lot of choice. So, what I really need are some Alembic, but I don't have that yet, nor do I have the golems to make that work. So I could, but I just don't quite have the resources yet. But what I did do while I was gone is I did make some goggles of revealing. And what those do is, down here in the lower left-hand corner, down here when I get out of the screen, you can see that it tells me that the aura is 299 out of 299, because I haven't used any Vis yet after it recovered, but my flux is now high. So that means it's bleeding off flux, and you can see a little wisp outside. Oh, there they are. You can see there are several of them out there because the node, which must be out there, is trying to bleed off the massive amount of flux that I've recently dumped into the atmosphere. And it's probably going to happen again when I pull out this other portable hole. Because that's sort of what happens, is it dumps all of that into the environment. But we do need this portable hole. Oh, they don't stack. That sucks. Then we need 16 Motus. I think boats are probably the best that we're going to get, so I need 4 boats apiece. I don't have the wood for that. I'm going to have to go get more wood, so I'll be back. Alright, so I'm going to put the boats back because pistons are slightly better for what I want to do. A boat is going to dump 7 in for every 4. A piston is going to dump 2 in for every 4. So the piston will be slightly better. Although I'm going to need 4 more pistons, so that sucks. Should have thought of that. So 16 Motus. You can see when you're wearing the goggles of revealing, it will tell you just what's in there. Let's see. And you can see the particles floating over. Very cool. That's going to get me 2 magic mirrors. Huh. I didn't think it got me 2. I thought it only gave me 1 and I had to do this twice. That is a good learning experience, I suppose. So now I have 2 magic mirrors. So what does a magic mirror do? Well, let's go find out. First, we need to go and not fly way past my base. First, we want to go to the Tinker's Tools, and I want to go to my helmet, and I want to use the... oh, I need a hologram emitter for that. How hard is that to make? Okay, that's annoying. I'll do that off camera maybe, but I'll be putting that on there. Okay, so let's... where can we stick this? So one of our magic mirrors is going to go maybe right there. Can I stick it right there? I can. So now I've got a magic mirror there, and I'm holding a magic mirror. So if I right-click, I've now got a linked magic mirror. So it knows what it's linked to. You can only ever link them to one other magic mirror. And let's see, let's have this go right here. So then we're going to put that there. And then we're going to take our hungry chest and we're going to put it right below. And the way this should work is that I should be able to get into my base, refill my water bucket, I should be able to go into my magic chest, grab whatever, and I should be able to throw them through the mirror. And when I throw them through the mirror, I should be able to not be able to find my way out of my own base. I need to make that little thing wider. I always do that. So they should have come out of this mirror and popped into this chest. And there they are, 3 shards. So what that means is that rather than having to every time, rather than having to constantly ferry that stuff back and forth, I can just chuck it into the void. And it looks pretty cool too. I like that graphic. So we can just grab all this stuff that we don't really want to be here anymore, but I do want to be over there, and I can just sort of start tossing it through the void, and that hungry chest will just suck it up. So, there we go. Cool stuff with magic, cool stuff with some bees. I think that's pretty much going to do it for this episode, at least. But we'll be back with another fun episode dealing with, hopefully, the next step in bees. Hopefully I will be able to sort of get to the next step, and we'll be able to see what sort of happens there. So, this is the Average Gamer Guy. Have a nice day.